guys, what is up? The Hill Twins are here, back at it again with another video. We're bringing the House of Hype Gaming to the big table. Let's take a closer look into the video.
Yeah. Yup, that's right. We're bringing the House of Hype Gaming to the big table. And our very first ever collaboration with Collectors Emporium, we will be hosting our
Premier Tournament. First place prizing, you will compete for the coveted 25th anniversary Son Goku and Frieza,
as well as other special cards and cash prizing.
Yes, correct. And the location is 2705 Hempstead Turnpike, Levittown, New York, on April 29th, 2023.
Hope to see you there.
And as always, stay super. Hey, what is up, guys? Eric Hill here, one half of the Hill Twins, and today I will be doing commentary over this match. As you guys can see, Eon's on the left playing Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. I am on the right playing Golden Frieza. These two powerful decks in this matter, very popular. Blue, Gamma, having so many different tools and utilities to change the course of the game, being able to be on the offense and on the defense. Then we have Golden Frieza being able to filter through his deck, draw a lot of cards, untap energy, and play powerful cards pretty much for cheap. Now, this game right here is a very interesting game because both decks have the capacity to beat one another. I do start, and so that gives me an edge because everything is live sooner, such as cooler counterplays, cooler SCR, and things of that sort. So that feels good for me. Now, I'm starting my turn, drop my one drops, typical play, draw, untap, pass. And now he's going into his turn one. There's not much he can do. He's going to charge, and essentially he passes after swinging. And the swing was good for me because he was able to allow me to take a life. And obviously, I want to be as close to awakening as possible. So I'm just doing regular Golden Frieza stuff, and then I actually draw into my Unison. And this is kind of what puts me over the top because he wasn't able to control my board. So now you'll find that I build such a big board. And I still feel pretty safe because he's going into turn 2. The most that he can do is awaken, and he loses so much value here regardless. So he can swing at Unison, but it doesn't matter. So he's just kind of figuring out, his lines of plays. And again, charging 2 blues. This is definitely the route you want to go. But he goes ahead and he swings, and I negate the swing. I don't want the Unison to die at all. He already swung once into the Unison. So I just want to keep my Unison just to gain as much value as possible. He's going into his turn 3 next turn. Could be a very big turn depending on the situation. I think it was trying to figure out if he wanted to awaken or not. And I don't think it was just going to be valuable for him to basically awaken. So he decides to not awaken. So he passes, but the problem is now Gamma players who pass with their Unison on board, unless they have another Unison in play, rather in hand, forgive me, it's like you're gonna go ahead and lose your Unison. So at this point, I'm just turning everything sideways because it just makes sense to get rid of this Unison as soon as possible. It's a very troublesome Unison. And I was just trying to figure out a way that I could awaken here. And so I swing with the 1 drop, and this is just to build the Z energy. And I combo the pan. Right, then I'm going to play the 2 drop. So at this point, I said, you know what? I want to go ahead and get rid of the Unison at this point. I don't care. Gonna untap and draw because guess what? I'm going to get to 4 energy. And as you can see, I'm abusing the board and utilizing my battle cards at this point to get in as much damage towards the Unison because it just needs to go. And yeah, I successfully get rid of his Unison. So at this point, I decided that I didn't want to swing in to the leader because I just didn't want to give him too much value. I just wanted to build the board as much as possible. But as he goes into his next turn, you'll find that I probably should have pushed as much as possible with these cards. His hand is still mediocre. You guys can see it. So he decides to pass with 3 energy open, and this is the best case scenario for him because he can pretty much successfully divert this whole turn of mine, just because he has 3 energy open. So I'm gonna go ahead and +1 up on a unison, build these markers up, and at this point I have a massive board. I'm feeling amazing, and I go ahead and swing into the leader. So at this point he knows that he can take a bunch of damage, and so he's gonna start to do things to divert. So I Z charge so I can go into this black Vegeta, and this was good because this puts me to 6. I think I top deck a Roshi, and this was like perfect for me. So I'll go ahead and use Roshi's auto. And I actually did forget to shuffle the deck. I totally forgot that he searches, so you guys gotta forgive me on that. But at this point, I'm sitting with 4 energy open. I'm awakened, and this is where my misplay starts. I should have swung out with the battle cards first because he's able to completely, get rid of majority of my board. So he realms the Gohan and gets out of this attack. And then I swing with the Vegeta battle card. I'm being greedy. I want to build Z energy and just, pressure him. And I'm a 10 to his 10, and he go ahead and combos the SGR and uses the fact to get rid of Pan. And that just felt really bad. I wasn't even able to build the Z energy from the 1 drop that I built in my drop. And so yeah, that felt terrible. He just got rid of 4 swings for nothing. Mind you, he's not awakened, so I still have 4 energy open. So at this point it's really hard for him to make any massive plays or tap out. And at this point I think I probably should have just -3 on this unison, but I go ahead and use his +1 to draw. I still attack though. And at this point, Eon, very smart, just gonna go ahead and utilize this time to put in play his Gohan, because he knows that I am, I have only 1 energy. So he's able to take the damage, go to 5, and play this so that during my next turn, I cannot swing with battle cards unless I bottom deck a 2 or less from the board. So that was pro plays. He completely diverted maximum damage, minimized the amount of damage he took. He's only at 5 life, and which is very healthy for him. And now he has a card on the board that's gonna systematically shut my entire next turn down. So that was pro plays on his behalf. So he's gonna go ahead and swing out at this point. He noticed that I cannot get rid of this card during battle. So it's either I repulsed you or I give you 5k from the hand. But it's free value for him right now. And I was figuring out what I wanted to do, but I go ahead and repulsed. Now repulse was kind of scary because he is sitting at 4 energy with a cell inside the energy. And I am at 4 life. But I anticipated that cell was not the direction that he wanted to go in. At this point, Eon's just figuring out how he wants to proceed with his turn. And he swings with lead. Obviously, he has to rest a card. And it's, I guess, free value at this point. He wants to get the draw, and he'll be able to untap the energy regardless. So and Eon's just trying to... Oh, he said no combos, and he just goes ahead and procs the Gohan. So this is a really good position for Eon. He's not awakened. He has 2 energy open for a possible floodgate, and Eon's looking pretty decent. So So I'm going into my turn 5. I activate Frieza's Army Call. I'm using this because I just want to see what's in the deck as well, and get some more draws. A very, very, very powerful one-drop play in this deck. Just having deck knowledge. At this point, I said I want to just see more cards, so I'm going to go ahead and just swing with my units. And I didn't want to get floodgated because I wasn't sure if I had the cooler. I'm not too sure if I had cooler in my hand, but Ian goes ahead and he takes a life here. And at this point, I said, you know what? I'm going to just start swinging things sideways. Obviously, I have the bottom deck because I am under the floodgate 17, so I had to be mindful of that. But I just wanted to make sure that I'm swinging these cards sideways. I didn't care about an SGR anymore because he's at 4 life. He's unawakened. I just need you to lose cards in your hand as much as possible. And boom, there's a super combo. So I'm going ahead and dropping the 1-drops. This serves me a lot because you know, Eon has access to the 3-drop sell battle card. So I said, well, I can get these battle cards on board, draw, put them to the bottom of the deck, pop the 3-drop. So now if you sell me, or if you 4-drop sell me, I lose as much, sorry, I don't lose not nearly as much as I would have lost had I not swung. So he goes ahead and he tries to he tries to floodgate me again. And at this point, I'm like, yo, man, I don't want to deal with that. So the only Bloodlust came down. And at this point, I just want to abuse him. So I'm summoning the 1-drops off of the effect. And I'm going to go ahead and pop my energy. And now I'm going to swing in bottom deck because it's just pretty much free at this point. Now I'm going to go ahead into a 30 combo. I'm just building up my Vegito at this point. I want to make sure that going into his next turn, 5 energy, unawakened, that I have access to Vegito and things of that sort. So he takes this, and this is where I'm like, okay, this is good. So now I'm saying, yo, I want to put some pressure on this guy because he took this damage, and you know, you're unawakened. I want as much value as possible, so I'm just saying, hey, you got to deal with this. 35k. Eon, very expert player, just really trying to figure out what's his best options, and I think he's gonna awaken. As you guys can see, his hand is pretty stacked, and that's one of the things about Eon as a Gamma player. He doesn't use the traditional list. His list in particular has been very different from what you normally see, and it was generally built to out combo Crimson, and which he has. I've been to like 125 on a Crimson attack double strike, and he has out comboed me. So his list is very unique. Will be up as well on the channel very, very, very soon. My Golden Frieza deck, especially at this point, was designed to beat Gamma and Blue at that point. So I summon Black Smoke. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Now this is just plus because I'll be able to summon something else and just swing. So I said, hey, I'm going to go straight to the war, bottom deck that. I'm going to utilize some super combos. I really just don't care. You know, I need you to awaken here, lose your value as much as possible, and yeah. He doesn't want to take this because he knows that I can actually win if this last damage goes through. He doesn't want to just take a 15k. You know, a lot of the times people do not think that it's just those smaller attacks that you really don't want to think through that causes you guys to lose the game, or causes us rather. And it's just not worth it. You know, thinking a little further, you know, diverting 1 damage is very, very, very important. So Eon at this point is in such a bad position, and you know, he took the life. He took the life. Took the life. So I already overwhelmed and did everything I needed to do. So at this point, Eon's just like, hey, you can't mirror me. Obviously there is Oolong, but Oolong is still not safe. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and pass. I got him down to 1. I mean, what more can I ask for? He didn't awaken, which was okay. But I got you down to 1. I'm sitting at 4 with a large hand. So I'm pretty comfortable in the position that I'm at. Now Eon's energy area is completely stacked. He has the bulls. I'm sorry. He has the cells and everything. And I released from Ibuhim. Now this hurts him a lot because now he can't awaken. He can't activate his awaken skill. And so what this means is that if he taps out or taps too much energy, he's going to be in a very bad position. And I think this is what kind of caused his meltdown, will cause the meltdown for his, for this deck, because for this match rather, because that just completely hurt him. Not awakening for so long and then getting released was just completely terrible. I definitely felt the need to release because I just said, hey, you didn't awaken, you're at 1 life. I don't want you to awaken. I don't. I have a big board. Unless you drop your SCR and rejuve 2 life, and take my board, I'm in the game. I'm in the money. And that's exactly what I wanted.
Follow me.
So Eon is deciding whether or not he wants to, Eon is deciding whether or not he wants to summon a Gohan, which Gohan would have been decent. I definitely believe that. I know that it could have been T-Blowed. And then he goes ahead and he uses Ape instead. And that's fair. He's picking up his super combos. And this is pretty safe because I know he doesn't want to really tap out. Still have the Unison on board. I'm going into 6 energy. And then he taps 2 more for the Unison. He still can't awaken. Now this is the thing now, because he taps 2 for the Unison. He tapped so much energy, still can't awaken, and it's not like a protective Unison, So Eon's pretty much in a very bad position at this point, and I think I slammed Cooler down. I literally think it. I mean, he has a million cards in his hand, and I think he slams Cooler down, and I think I slam Cooler down, and once I do that, it's pretty much over. And there go the big bad boss. So he proceeds to school. So yeah, that was the game, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more content, and like always, stay super.